welcome back.
This is unfortunately going to be our last stream of the week.
Yeah, we're going to dog sit the rest of the weekend, so we can't really stream while we're over at my sister's house. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the stream right now. So, yeah, unfortunately this will be the last stream of the week when we're not playing a game after this. So we figured we'd do another every plate meal. This is the last day of our contest. So if anybody wants to enter to win $40 worth of food from every plate, they do include the recipe and everything that pretty much everything that you need to do. They expect you to have basic pantry staples like oil, salt and pepper, flour, stuff like that. But yeah, super easy, super delicious. So today we are doing gravy smothered pork chops with roasted carrots and buttermilk biscuits. We are not making fresh biscuits on stream. They sent us a can of Pillsbury. Which will be fine.
If someone really wants to see us make fucking biscuits,
I will do fucking biscuits. I know how to do biscuits. I will do biscuits on stream.
We both know how to do biscuits. We will do it.
And then I'll make biscuits and gravy.
Not on a fucking last minute.
Right.
We're making lunch stream.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got carrots that he's cutting the ends off of. And then those are going to get cut into just bite-sized pieces. I've got a scallion, which is another word for a green onion, and 2 cloves of garlic on my board. So we're going to roast the carrots. The scallion and the garlic are going to go in the gravy that we're going to do. If you want to, you can separate them. And I always like to cut off the root end of the scallion, and then cut it in half because I feel like it just helps, so that you're not like chopping through this entire thing, and just keep them in a bunch. This is the same thing that you would do if you were doing like a bundle of chives or something too. And also, since the scallion was pretty thick, I just cut a slit of it lengthwise so that you get like little half rounds of the scallion instead of big chunks, big circles. Like this was a slice of, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this was a slice of that scallion. Now for this recipe, it does say to keep the whites and the greens separate. It does not really matter unless you have a problem with really strong onion flavor. With it, you're going to actually chop up the whites, and those will get cooked into the gravy, and the greens are kind of like a garnish, but I like it all. So I'm not going to try to separate them out or anything. Alright, and I am going to bring our sheet pan over so that he has somewhere to land those carrots. And I'm going to peel our 2 garlics. I'm just taking the clove and putting my knife over them and giving them a good squish to get that garlic, the paper off. And we love carrots. This is great. You could also do this with potatoes or any other sturdy vegetable that you wanted. But they did send us carrots, so we're going to use carrots. I think you can like switch out your veggies on certain recipes. Like you could have done like just sauteed corn or something with this.
Yeah.
Which would have also been very good. But we also had another corn recipe in this box, that we're not doing on stream because it's a bisque. And
you wouldn't be able to see much. We'd mostly just be turned around at the fucking stove.
Right. So I feel like that would have been a little boring to do.
That one in the fucking box.
Yeah. But that's the last one that we've got in this box. And then we start on a new one on Monday.
Yep. I mean, realistically, we probably start on a new one Tuesday because we probably do the corn on Monday.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Unless we end up doing dinner Sunday night at home. It depends on when we get home from my sister's house. We're watching my sister's 3 or 4 month old Rottweiler puppy and my parents' 1-year-old black lab at the same time this weekend. So we're going to be really busy trying to make sure that they don't eat my sister's house. Honestly, that's really what this is about. Like, they didn't want to leave the dogs by themselves because they're not... Both dogs were gotten in the same weekend. My parents got the lab first, and then my sister got her Rottweiler puppy. So they both got them at the end of March. So they've both been in the family about the same amount of time. And they're still getting used to everything with their new homes and stuff, so we didn't want to overwhelm them by leaving them by themselves, especially since...
Well, trying to board them.
Right. Especially since the Rottweiler puppy is still very young. I mean, she is housebroken now, but she's still very young. Alright, so now that we've got our carrots chopped up, we gotta season them. Actually, does it say to add the salt and pepper or just the fry seasoning on there?
I don't know.
Will you check, please?
Drizzle, boil, salt, and pepper.
And the fry seasoning, okay.
It doesn't say anything about fry seasoning.
Really? Okay, well, it says to put half of the fry seasoning on the pork. So I'm gonna use the other half of this fry seasoning for what?
Doesn't say anything about what you said about half I can see.
So I'm just gonna sprinkle about half of this fry seasoning onto the carrots. And yeah, I'm gonna cover it up, drizzle olive oil, and give them a good toss. You want a fairly big baking sheet to do this because about halfway through cooking the carrots, you're also gonna put the biscuits on here.
Oh, okay, so you use all of it if you're doing 4 servings.
I'm just going to use it with the carrots because I feel like that'll taste really good. Alright, I'm going to toss these around with the seasoning and try to get all of these coated up. This is not... Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can actually hear the music that's in the background. This is supposed to be all uncopyrighted.
Yeah, no copyright, non-copyright lo-fi, and that's what this is. It's just non-copyright lo-fi Star Wars.
That is weird. Okay, you kind of want to push these carrots to one side, just because you are going to have to land your biscuits onto the other side. And the oven is preheated to 425. So not as high a temperature as you would do for like potatoes.
Oh, fuck off. It's already 90 degrees outside, woman.
This is why we didn't do the bisque on stream either. Alright, bye carrots.
For 12 minutes.
12 minutes, which will be just enough time to get this pork ready started. I'm just going to wash my hands of the fry seasoning and everything that I just did. And we always wash our hands before we start the stream because usually I'll have to wash a dish or two before starting. And you always, and we always wash our produce as well. What are you doing?
The Cantina song?
Oh yeah. All right. Big skillets. Now we're going to fry some pork. Actually, I'm going to use coconut oil to do this.
And all the music we use is copyright free.
Yeah. So we're not going to get into trouble using it, and they're not going to, and you're not going to get in trouble for listening to something with it.
Well, they don't ever get in trouble.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to take about maybe a tablespoon or so of this, whatever cooking oil you want to use, really. I'm using coconut oil because I feel like with coconut oil, if you par cook pork in it and then throw it into some kind of seasoning like soy sauce or the gravy that we're going to do, that the pork actually helps. The pork absorbs more of the flavor. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get the lighter. This thing is always a crapshoot on whether or not it's going to, this burner is always a crapshoot on whether it's going to start without the need of a lighter. For some reason, the starter doesn't always want to work.
Yep, but just that burner.
Yeah, it's just this burner for some reason.
And you can still get it to with the lighter, so it's not a big deal.
Right. Alright, we're going to grab a paper plate because we're going to season this pork. Do you want to do this?
You can do the pork.
You're not going to touch meat today?
I did it last time.
Uh-huh. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use my knife just because I'm done chopping up everything.
No, we do cooking streams once a week, too.
Yeah, this channel is not about just cooking. It is, we mainly
game, Wolfie. Hey, good to see you. Glad you popped in.
Yeah.
And this is our, literally our last chance to stream until probably Monday.
Yeah. Alright. Now, I drained a little bit of the liquid off of these chops.
Yeah, you did. It's in the sink over there where you can't see.
Yeah. Alright. So now I'm going to take the rest of this fry seasoning.
Well, you dumped all of your mind here.
It's fine. Will you grind some pepper onto these, please? Since you haven't touched the meat yet. I always use garlic salt.
How's that?
Good. I always use garlic salt.
Not a problem.
Yeah, you should see the end results of this. This is going to be great. So if you didn't catch it before, we're doing...
I put it in the title.
Yeah, it's in the title. We're doing gravy smothered pork chops. With oven roasted carrots.
I know for the giveaway, but I don't think Everplay would ship to Norway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Wolfie's Norwegian.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're Norwegian. I'm sorry.
That just sounded bad.
Yeah, it did, woman. You was apologizing to someone for them being...
No, I mean, you're just going to be out of their jurisdiction and we can't really... I mean, the code would not work, I don't think.
I know what you meant. It just sounded funny the way you said it. He's Norwegian. Oh, I'm sorry.
I have nothing against Norwegian people. I'm sure you guys are lovely. I'm sure I have ancestors from there at some point.
No, he's a cool streamer, too.
Okay. Okay.
I've popped in a few of his streams.
Alright. And yeah, I'm about to re-wash my hands again after I do this. So you just want to get a good season on these chops. And this pan should be just about, yep, it's ready. Hear that sizzle? Oh,
Wow.
look at that. I don't know how well you guys can hear what's going on in this pan, but it's awesome. I got that pan preheated enough to get that. These will make a great crust. Nice and golden brown, and that'll give good flavor to the gravy that we're gonna do in the same pan.
Oh yeah, what all goes in the gravy? How long have the carrots been in the oven?
About 5 minutes.
Okay. Butter, garlic, scallion whites, salt, pepper. That's it? And flour?
And then the sour cream and that chicken base. Alright. Hands rewashed.
Sour cream and stock concentrate.
Yep. This is going to be a really nice, rich, creamy sauce.
With chicken flavor, apparently.
Chicken is pretty mild, which is why most of the time, if you're not going vegetarian, chicken is the flavor that you want to use because it's so mild, but it's good flavor. Like, you wouldn't want to use a beef stock with this because that's going to be too...
Much.
Yeah, it's going to overpower everything. Chicken flavor will never overpower, especially...
Did you add any of this in?
No, I didn't.
Maybe you should have.
Alright. This is chipotle pork seasoning.
Yeah, we have a keto chipotle pork seasoning. Just a little bit of it.
Yeah,
maybe
just
good.
a little bit, because that fry seasoning is pretty strong too.
Yeah.
Alright. So these are just going to brown up a little bit on one side, then I'm going to flip them over, brown them on the other side, throw in butter, and most of what's on this board.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
This still says Oklahoma Joe.
Yeah, I noticed that. We have a jug of barbecue sauce that his mom gave us from what is now KC Joe's Barbecue.
Joe's KC, actually.
Whatever they
It used to be
changed
Oklahoma Joe's. They rebranded,
it because they're
but the
based.
jug of barbecue sauce still says Oklahoma Joe's, the old branding. I
Yeah.
just noticed that. Or just realized the oddity of it.
Right. So on this board, to reiterate, I've got 2 cloves of chopped garlic and an entire scallion, which is another word for green onion. This has really nice mild onioning flavor if you don't want to go full onion. Also a shallot would be very nice in this. What?
I wonder why it says 2 viewers. Because you're in here, the Wolfie's in here, and
Right.
Smashing's also working apparently.
Oh, hi, Smashing.
So. He normally does that while he's working if he sees any of his friends streaming. I don't know if he's even listening.
Alright, let me check and see how well these, oh yeah. That is a beautiful color. So I don't want to fully cook these. I want them to get just to browned up because they're going to get put back into the gravy and cook a little bit in the gravy too. You never want to overcook pork. You want to cook it just to perfect. And then it'll continue to cook a little bit to just right. And I'm going to put these on a paper plate to rest here in a moment. And then here in a minute as well, I'm going to pull the carrots back out of the oven and get the, and I'm going to put the biscuits on the pan. Same pan, don't need to wash it or anything that the carrots are on. There should be 5 biscuits in this can. So it'll be enough for us to have 2 biscuits apiece. Plus, probably we're going to split one and put like jam or something on it. Actually, I've got apple butter in there. That would be really good. On that. Those are not quite done. Also, I'm going to give those a stir once I do pull them out of the oven. Whew.
Getting hot in the kitchen.
Yeah. So we're getting into a heat wave of summer now here in the Midwest.
Yeah, sure. Fucking 90 degrees today.
Yeah, it's gonna get hot this weekend. Which is another reason why my sister wanted us to stay with the dogs. Because she doesn't want to have to worry about if the dogs are going to get trapped outside and overheat themselves or whatever. Also, really quick, I want to show you guys, on one of our past streams, I mentioned that I had just started planting some seeds inside. I don't know how well you can see that, but my basil is sprouting, and I've got cute little stalks. Eventually, we're going to have enough of this to use in our stream too, just like a little garnish of the basil leaves and stuff. But that's the sweet Italian basil that you use for like pesto and like marinara sauce. I've also got lemon basil that is also starting to sprout. I have a little pot of strawberry seeds over here that haven't started sprouting yet. And this is going to be chamomile and lavender once it gets done. Once it gets bigger. The chamomile has sprouted pretty good. The lavender hasn't yet, which is fine. The lavender will take another few days to start showing signs. Yeah. Alright, that's almost ready to pull off now. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
I got off the wall and almost fell.
Oh, these are gorgeous.
I'm okay.
Ouch. If for whatever reason you have put too much of your cooking oil into this pan when you did the pork chops, this would be the point where you could drain a little bit of that, which I am going to do. Okay. Because now I'm going to throw in, I want to get some of that coconut oil out of the pan so I can put butter in for the gravy. So just a tablespoon of butter. And I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit because we're going to throw all of our garlic and most of the scallions into this pan. And you don't want your garlic to burn. So...
And it's easy to burn garlic.
It really is. So just the majority of all of the whites and some of the greens should go in here. You can use the rest of the greens as like a garnish on top, just for a little bit of fresh flavor. Also, if you really want, you could also chop up some herbs and put in here. Parsley would be good, so would thyme, and maybe some margarine or oregano.
Have we hit about 12 minutes for the carrots yet?
Almost. And as soon as garlic hits a hot pan, it starts becoming very aromatic, and you can smell it really well now.
Yeah.
That's all you can smell in our kitchen right now. It's just a scent of cooking garlic. It's awesome. That is one of the best kitchen smells ever. And I defy you to come up with a better scent than fresh cooking onions and garlic. It's one of my favorites.
Fresh baked cookies.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
You are not? Oh shoot, I just dumped those recipes behind the thing.
Well, then maybe we should come up with a better place to put them.
I will get them out in a moment. Alright, putting on the oven mitt because we're going in after our carrots. And I'm going to turn the heat on our onions and garlic all the way down so that we don't burn them while we're doing this. Alright. There they are. They're the carrots that are about halfway cooked. I'm gonna give them I'm gonna flip them over so that they cook on the other side. I'm trying to angle myself so that you guys aren't looking at my back. Yeah, just toss these around.
You can mostly see the pan.
Okay, good. If we were ever doing like a viewer requested recipe, what would probably do in that instance is he would just video me on his phone doing this.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you're really interested in learning.
We are posting all the recipes in our Discord.
Alright.
And I am uploading all these videos to our YouTube channel.
Biscuit.
So if you ever want a recipe of something we'll make on stream and then you need a video with a little bit of extra help, there you go.
Yeah. Alright. You want to make sure that your biscuits are spread out evenly on the pan so that they're not touching each other, because you don't want these to cook into each other.
Yeah, they'll expand a bit.
They'll stay a bit doughy if you do that. Alright, these are going back in, and then we're going to get the flour into our pan for the gravy. Bye! Alright, it is 2 o'clock right now. How long did that say that they need to be in there for? Okay, so about 10 more minutes.
I must be going crazy. I could have sworn I heard someone knocking.
Really? You're crazy. Okay.
What did I just say?
Alright. This pan is ready to receive some flour. So you want about a half a tablespoon of flour. I don't have any fancy containers for my flour and sugar, which is how you know, hey, this is a real stream. I do, however, have fancy measuring spoons. Not every set of measuring spoons has a half tablespoon. Ours does. Well, mine does.
Where are those recipes?
Behind the thing. Okay. Half a tablespoon of flour. Oh, maybe they're there. Okay. You're going to want to cook this flour just a little bit. This is what's going to help you thicken up. That's a little loud, honey. Alright. So you want just enough flour to actually give you some thickness, but not enough to make it gritty. Also, scrape what is known as the fond off of the bottom of the pan. That is anything left over from you cooking the meat. That gives great flavor.
So next week, Friday night for dinner, we're doing pork flautas. By the way.
Yep. And those will be good. Alright, so you want the flour to cook enough to where you're not going to taste flour, really, but not enough to where it's going to start burning. Alright, tablespoon of butter. Alright, now I'm going to season this, because you want to season your flour. Your flour is pretty bland, obviously it's flour. So I'm just going to throw in some salt and pepper to this.
Because I've never made flautas before, so I'm going to be learning.
So come learn how to make flautas with us next Friday.
Well, with me, I'm sure you've made them before.
I don't think I actually have.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of different kinds of Mexican like this and stuff.
Yeah, I've done like fucking
But-
tacos. I've done fried tacos before, and
Yeah.
flautas are similar to that.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
But-
All right.
Yeah, I've done fried hard shell tacos before, but that's about it.
All right, so now I need about a half a cup of water.
Now Twitch finally caught up, and well, it says we have 3 viewers. It should say 4, but
I feel like these cooking streams are gonna get really popular though, especially after we start making our own recipes.
well, especially with like suji popping in and
All right, now I'm gonna stir in this water.
like,
And be careful with this because sometimes that oil, whatever butter or anything that you use is going to get hot enough to actually like pop, you know? Especially if you do this with like bacon grease.
like now is a bad time, but I think when we normally do our cooking streams is when suji takes a break.
Right. Alright, you're just going to want to
Is your phone
get...
having trouble?
With what?
Are you getting a spinning circle on your phone?
No. It's just my video's frozen in general.
Ooh, getting some really bad frame drops.
Okay. So scrape any of the brown bits from the pork off.
Okay, it's fixed now. Sorry about that. I had just a tiny bit of a hiccup there.
Yeah.
Frame rate just stuttered for a second.
So now we're going to add our chicken concentrate. This, if you are doing this at home and just want to use like chicken stock or bouillon or whatever you have, or if you're wanting to do a gravy that's vegetarian, you could also do just vegetable stock. If you're doing this with some kind of beef, you could do this with beef stock. Also, every once in a while, the store, especially around Thanksgiving and stuff, stores will have turkey stock. That's really good. But any stock that you're going to use, you want to make sure to check the salt content.
Yep.
Because sometimes your stock will have too much salt in it, and that'll make this super salty. You don't want that. It is easy to add salt to stuff. It is really hard to take it back out. So just check your seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and add our sour cream to this now.
And I'm normally more involved in the cooking than I am today. I'm just going on about an hour and a half of sleep and don't want to hurt myself. Insomnia is a bitch.
This is about 2 tablespoons of sour cream. This will just make it nice and creamy and rich. So just, if you have a whisk, you can absolutely use it. But I feel like with this kind of pan, you don't really have to. If I was making biscuits and gravy, I absolutely would, because we're making more gravy than just for this. This is just for the 2 of us. So this is something that I really don't feel like we need. Also, if you have non-stick skillets, don't use a fork. You will scratch the hell out of your skillet. If you're using cast iron, go right ahead and use that fucking fork. But normally I have plastic tipped tongs, but they melted before we moved because I left them on the stove.
Oh, that's what happened to them. You were an idiot.
Shut up.
We'll go to Walmart this weekend and, well, no we won't.
No, we won't.
We'll be at your sister's this weekend.
Yeah.
I will take
Alright.
some money from you and go to Walmart.
This is starting to thicken up pretty good.
Well, we'll go to Walmart on like Sunday and pick up some silicone tongs. Because the silicone tip ones are better than the plastic ones because those don't melt.
Yeah.
And they're only like $1 or $2 more than plastic ones.
This is going to make your gravy taste really good. Any juice that came off of your meat, put it right back in your gravy. Don't be shy about that, because it really is just the juice from your meat. It's not blood, it's not gross. It will cook down in that sauce and you'll be fine. You will not get food poisoning from that.
Unless you undercook something.
But you're gonna let that cook for a minute
hope.
In the gravy.
I hope you are.
You should. You should be letting this pork cook in the gravy a little bit more. You should let this pork cook until your carrots and your biscuits are done.
Yep.
And especially since this will help your gravy thicken up. And it will thicken up more after you turn the heat off. After the heat comes off of the gravy, those the starch from the flour starts to relax a little bit, and then it starts drinking. It'll absorb more liquid after the heat comes off. So, if you think this is thin, it's not. It will thicken up.
Yeah, it'll thicken up as it cooks and the flour absorbs.
And I will show you that. Like right now, see how this is a little thin.
Well, no, you're standing right in the way of the fucking camera.
Oh. So you can see this is a little bit thin. This is more like a soup consistency right now. I'm about to turn this pan.
I don't know, your arm's blocking it still.
That better? Can you see that now? How about now? Good?
No, because it's so far away from the camera, it's not picking up the liquid dripping anyways.
Fine. Yeah, when we actually do a viewer requested tutorial, I will absolutely have him just be my camera person so that you can see this better.
Yep.
Would you like to grab some plates? Because our carrots and biscuits are needing to come out. Alright, turn off your oven. Oh, baby.
Are these for you to go ahead and start plating our food?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and grab some plates.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn off the pork as well.
What we're doing on stream, we'll use some nice plates. 5 biscuits?
We're not going to eat all of these. We're not. We'll probably save this fifth one for dessert.
Dessert?
Yeah. I just said we could split that in half and add some kind of jam or butter to this.
Do we have any jam or butter?
We have apple butter, actually, in the...
Is that not bad?
No, it's fine.
Alright.
It doesn't have any actual dairy in it. Apple butter has... Any kind of fruit butter like that doesn't have any actual butter in it. It is pretty much the pulp of whatever fruit you're using. Ah, that got hot. Okay, so carrots and biscuits. Now let's get our pork. Want some gravy?
That's what the finished plate looks like. That's the pork.
And then after you finish spooning the gravy onto this, you can put the rest of those green onions on top.
That's enough gravy for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright. Look at that. That's beautiful. Alright. Clear space. Oh, shoot.
What?
Oh, the Some of the recipe card came off on the table because it got a little wet, but that's okay.
There is with the green onions on it. Hi!
Hi!
We are actually, unfortunately, about to end stream because we're done cooking.
Alright, let's taste this.
Thanks for popping in, though.
Yeah, thank you.
We do these food streams once a week.
Yeah. Next week we're going to be doing pork flautas.
But thanks for following.
Thank you.
So normally we do these in the evening for dinner once a week, and we normally do them Friday. It's just this is literally the last chance that we have to stream.
Alright. Get a little bit of that gravy onto that pork. Mmm. That is really good. Nice and creamy. Get a little tang from the sour cream. Carrot.
Are you good?
Perfectly roasted. Mm-hmm.
Alright, we are going to raid Crad because I've never gotten to do it before because he normally wraps up before I'm done.
Thanks to everybody who popped in. Don't forget to follow our page and pop in next time we do this. Like I said, next Friday we're going to be doing pork flautas. So you definitely want to come back for that. What? What?
Wait.
What?
Oh, shit.
Did we miss Crad?
It's only 2:15. He normally goes until 3. Alright. Never mind. We're going to raid Wildebeest. Hold on. Looks like he's doing the Ocarina of Time randomizer right now. It should be fun. He normally does Mario Maker. Alright, have a good day, guys.
Bye!